How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people have been asking my opinion on, and some people want to know what I think about it, and I thought, why not take a look at it and see what it's all about. So let's talk about what we have on our hands today, guys. So, there was a video uploaded by another YouTuber, another Pokemon YouTuber, uploaded about, well, a few weeks ago, actually, 2 weeks ago, give or take, on the 23rd of January. It was uploaded by DuncanKneeDeep, or DuncanKneeDeep. He is a Pokemon YouTuber that you mostly know about, for the most part, probably most of you guys out there, if you have ever, like, kind of come across the Wi-Fi battling scene on YouTube when it comes to Pokemon. You've definitely then seen his work and his content on the internet, and you probably know who he is. And some of you have probably also seen his video, because a lot of you guys have talked about his video to me and mentioned his video, and I thought today we'd talk about his video, discuss it, break it down, and I want to give my opinions on it. First of all, of course, please watch his video on your own. I'm going to link it down below. Check out his video. Just literally watch his video first. I want to give my opinions and kind of my response and just kind of what I feel about it. As someone who's been talking about the UK being the next region for, you know, Generation 8 for the longest time now, I would love to, you know, just see what, like, he has to say and his opinions and all that, and, you know, just general stuff. So I thought we'd break down this video, go through it, give my opinions, and not just sit here and just, you know, do, like, a general reaction video, which is not what I want to do. I'd rather give my insight and what I think, based on the small hints that I've seen and the things that I've heard and all that sort of stuff, see what's going on and what potentially could be happening. So apparently the first thing here which I will mention is that he seems to have some sort of information. He's gained some sort of information from some sort of source, and that source is telling him that something is coming our way that's going to be the UK. And, you know, that's gonna literally tell us that what, you know, the next region is gonna be, which is the UK. So he knows something, apparently. Now, is that guaranteed? Of course not. Even he can admit to, you know, there's a chance that could not be real, but he is so confident, okay? He's so confident that this man is offering $500, okay, $500 to anyone, to a random person from his community, if he ends up being wrong about the regions, like, where's it based on, you know, where it's going to be based on. That is a lot of confidence to be putting, you know, just out there. Now, I'm not that confident. I'm confident there's a chance it's going to be the UK, based on all the things I've talked about for the last 6 months, okay? I've talked about a lot of these things, actually more than 6 months at this point. I've been talking about the UK being the next region for a long time. I even made a video the other day, which I'll show you in a second as well, for anybody who hasn't seen it. I've talked about this a million times at this point. But then again, also remember, it's always iffy when it comes to rumors and that sort of stuff, and I don't know his source, whoever his source is. If his source is correct, then that's amazing. We might be getting ourselves, you know, a UK-based region. Now, some people may not like that, you may be angry about that, but I think it's cool. I think the UK has, as he mentioned as well, as I mentioned in the past, it's got the most history that I can think of. If there's any country I can think of that has a large amount of history, it's probably the UK. You know, there's gigantic history there, a lot to be seen. So I definitely think it's a worthwhile place to go to for a Pokemon region, because it also connects well to France and, you know, just kind of engulfs itself perfectly in that kind of, like, thing, right? So, in my opinion, that makes sense, but do remember that we don't know for sure. Now, he, again, is very confident, and we're going to take a look at his video right here, right now. So, let's just jump over to his video real quick and see what we got in front of us. So, here's his video on YouTube. Again, like I've said, please check out his video on your own. If you could please do that, it'll be linked down below. Do give him some love for, you know, doing the video. I'll drop a like right now. There you go. And, yeah, let's just take a look at what he has to say here. So, first things first, I've already watched, like, at the beginning of the video.
I can't say.
So,
of course I can't say. Whoever says how they know something when it's early information.
See, this is the thing, right? He points out here, which is, you know, why a lot of people will be asking, how do you know this? Which is what I also ask, how do you know this? But he points out that if he knows something that is secret, which there are things that I've known about in the past also that were, like, you know, I wasn't allowed to tell people, that I had to keep secret, and those things ended up being real. There are moments like that happen, you know, with YouTubers, because we get sent a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And clearly the source that's sending him this information, the person that's sending him this info that, you know, he's mentioning here, is someone that he clearly trusts. Someone that has given him info in the past that's been correct. So let's continue through the video, shall we?
All I can tell you is I am so confident in this information, just like I was confident in Incineroar and Smash, just like I was confident about a bunch of stuff about Usum, and I was proven right again and again and again on my live stream. So I am confident in this information, and I am so confident that I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. If I am wrong about where the region is based for Gen 8, almost said the region out loud there and ruined the big reveal. If I'm wrong about this region location for Gen 8, I will give away $500 on a Twitter video or a tweet, or maybe even on YouTube, so remember to subscribe and choose not to believe me.
So yeah, they just, you know, he shows you that he has confidence, is what he's saying. And I want to just pause here and continue with, you know, just reaffirming the fact that clearly he has a lot of confidence in this. And again, like I've said, please watch his video. Just go watch that before you know, jump into mine here. I'm simply just going to give my thoughts and opinions. If you want to know the actual information he gives, go to his video. If you're looking for like direct information about, you know, him knowing the name of the region or anything, that's not what he gives. It's more about what he hopes to see in the region, and also that he knows that it's going to be the UK. That's essentially the general gist of it. And since I don't want to just sit here and regurgitate his video, and I want to let you watch his video on your own, he mostly goes throughout the video here, he mostly goes through the just the base information of like what he, like not base, rather what he wants for the region to have, and that he knows for a fact that it's going to be the UK. Now, again, do we know this for a fact? Do we know it's going to be the UK for a fact? Of course not. I mean, it's an impossible task, you know what I mean? It's impossible for you to know that. But he seems very confident about it. So, again, like I mentioned a few times before, and I'll say it once again, ladies and gentlemen, that honestly, this is all very iffy. I trust in him at this point, right? Just based on all the things we've seen. And I'll jump over here to my own channel and show you what I'm talking about. Right here, you guys may remember I made this video the other day. I'll just put a highlight right here. This video right here. Pokemon Switch 2019 based on the UK speculation and all hints. And yeah, this is the video I made. And I went through all the hints and all the speculations and all the stuff that seems to hint towards where the next region is going to be based. And this literally, like in this video, I go through all the potentially most logical options, right? And there are so many hints. I mean, I can open up the video and show you guys again for the millionth time at this point. I can show you all of it again, and we'll open them up real quickly here, just so we can get it across. Of course, the map in the little, you know, map inside of Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. This map is also, by the way, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which actually just reaffirms the possibility that this could be actually related to the next region. We of course had this image from the Sun and Moon anime, which shows the you know, like the whatchamacallit, Big Ben, like the clock or whatever, and also the tower, and like, you know, just the, I guess the House of Parliament, I guess, is what this is called. I can't remember exactly, but, you know, it shows all this stuff in the background. And again, of course, we had also in the video, as I mentioned, we had that video from the kids channel, here you go, with London bridges falling down, and of course you got, like, you know, right here in the background, you can see, you know, you've got the London Eye, I think. You've got the London Bridge or whatever. I'm not sure what it's called like in real life, but, you know, just like basically those places, those like landmarks, which there are a lot of. And that's also something that Duncan goes through in his video and mentions, you know, throughout his whole video here. There's a lot of landmarks. There's a lot of history, a lot of landmarks. There's so much more there than most other places in the world. Sure, there are other places in the world with a lot of history, you know, a lot of places. Like, it's impossible to even, like, grasp the amount of places. But I think the UK makes sense for the Pokemon Company. It's a very popular, like, you know, very large and very, like, largely populated area that has a lot of their audience there. I mean, the UK is one of the biggest places where they check the general sales count for when it comes to Pokemon. There's a lot of sales in the UK for Pokemon games. There's a huge fan base there. Also, it's a very popular and recognizable area. Like, if you gotta understand, like, this is something that you need to understand, because a lot of people are gonna be out there, like, angry because, oh, my country didn't get featured, why is my country not the next region? It's because the UK is something that I think anybody, if I go to a random old lady and ask her, you know, like, tell me something about England, oh, she'll tell me, oh, I know London, I think I know London, I know there's that big tower and shit. I think most people can, like, recognize something from those places. But if you told me, like, oh, give me, like, some landmark from Uganda, I'd be like, I don't know, Knuckles? I mean, honestly, I don't know, because you don't know about those places, but we do know the most, you know, kind of basic knowledge about the UK. It's a recognizable thing. It's easier to sell that to an audience. It's easier to sell the idea of that to an audience rather than something like, I don't know, some random-ass place in the world that not a lot of people would really think about. Like, even Hawaii was easier to sell because, you know, generally when you think Hawaii, you have a general idea in your head how Hawaii looks like. You have a general idea of what it looks like, what it works like, how it sounds, right? Aloha and all that. I mean, everybody kind of knows those, like, sentences and stuff and knows that place. You know, you can kind of imagine it, kind of the generic picture in your head of it, but you can't imagine that picture of other random places in the world that you can't really remember that well. I mean, sure, maybe Russia could work, though I wouldn't really see how fun it would be to have a region in Russia. I mean, hey, I don't know. But like, you know, at least with Russia, you could kind of like imagine it like, oh, you know, there's Moscow, you know, I mean, you've got like the freaking I don't know what it's called, like the big old tower in Moscow, like in the middle, the Red Castle, whatever. I don't know what it's called. I literally have no clue. But like, you know, there are a few landmarks in the rest of the world, but like, I think the UK is perfect because it makes sense because of the connection to Kalos, right? Kalos is based on France. If the next generation is based on the UK, then having them to connect would make a lot of sense. You connect the storylines in between them, and that it would also explain which regions had their war 3,000 years ago, you know, with AZ and all that weird shit. You know, that would actually make sense there and would get all explained, and we'd understand it better. And honestly, with all the hints we've seen, you know, the little islands and stuff here that look very reminiscent to the UK, the references to the UK in the anime, the fact that we also saw, you know, London Bridge is falling down, the song on their kids' channel, there is a lot of references, and at this point, I don't know if we can really disregard them as just hearsay, you know, and just something that doesn't seem to hold any value. And like I said, if you're going through the video here, you know, for the most part, he goes through landmarks. You can see right here, different landmarks that are worthwhile seeing. Of course, also stuff like, you know, including Northern Ireland as well, which is what I've been saying, that Northern Ireland is the small island on the side, but they're not including rest of the, you know, the Irish island, or sorry, like Ireland itself, they're only including Northern Ireland, which would be very strange, but also, I guess, fair enough if they're making a region based on the UK. But there's a lot, honestly, there's a lot. And of course, he goes through which Pokemon starters or what the starters should be based on and all that, which, again, watch his video. It's worthwhile checking it out. He gives a lot of good insight and good points, which I think are worthwhile seeing. Honestly, just do check it out. I just want to share my thoughts on it. I think that he seems very confident, okay? The fact that he says that he's literally bargaining $500, which is not a small amount of money, by the way, $500, he's bargaining on the fact that this is going to happen, that we're going to be seeing Generation 8 based on, I mean, based on the UK. Honestly, with all the hints we've seen, like, these are hints at this point. You know what I mean? This island here, if this is the UK, then fair enough. You know, this background here looks like the UK. It is the UK, bloody hell. I mean, literally looks like, you know, London Bridge and, like, you know, the Parliament and all that. And again, also the kids channel having literally, like, you know, London Bridge is falling down. There's just so many weird coincidences. Now, again, this could all be a coincidence, but I don't know. But if one man here is also now saying that he has a source who's been correct in the past, telling him that it's going to happen, then I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy, then drop a like down below. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.